Yes, I'm going there, aren't I? Welcome back once again. It is time for the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I take a beloved hardcover coffee table book given to us about 2 decades ago. Oh, it's a hardcover coffee table book. It goes great with a coffee table and some coffee for the coffee table. So pull a chair to the coffee table. Bring whatever it is that you're shoving under your nose and let us know what you're drinking today. Very good. Where is that book? The Fabled Tale. the terrible tome. There is a link in the description to the Amazon page where you can get your own copy. You can play along at home. You can make your own show. I'll tune in. Let me know. We'll hang out. We'll talk about comic books for a few minutes in a day. This book has been a huge source of comic book shop style conversations, the kind we wish to recreate by coming here all together at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. We're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. We're going to eventually ditch the book. We covered this book last year. I thought it would make great daily content. And let me tell you, it did, and it does, and it continues to be. I want to say that I want to do I call it the January redo. Why? Well, because it's January the 10th, and last year we had a 6-minute and 19-second long video that got 6 views. And I know that we can do a lot better than that because we've got we found it. We found our tempo. We found our show together. And let's have at it again. So just for the month of January, I think it'll be fun. And we're going to open up. We're going to use this book for its intended purpose. It's a 365 days book. We're going to open up to today's date, January the 10th. We're going to look at some comic book art of an antediluvian age. And we're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about comic books. And we're going to talk about comic books, you guessed it, every day for the rest of the year. So let us get to it in a way. I got some supplies, I guess. Some stuff. I got a Sharpie. I got some masking tape. I got some Scotch tape. Got my tapes. What are you up to, Sully? What are we up to? Why are you dressed like Kevin Smith, Sully? Because that's my silent P. Silent Pika? And Sully. Oh, the salt in the soup. Whatever it is. I'm just being a goof. You know it. And we're having a good day. Let's see. This was the bag that it came in. Like I said, it's spent $13. Well, what did we do yesterday? We valued these comic books at $3.50 each. And because they are an exceptional quality. So, let's keep them together. And let's... What are we doing? We're going to change that price from $13 to $21 because they're $3.50 each. Well, just because a comic book is valued at $3.50 each does not mean I'm going to be able to resell these at $3.50 each. Part of getting good deals on old books is about finding an opportunity in the market where someone's just looking to get rid of stuff and probably make a few bucks for it, like our comic book stores. They just want to move some inventory. So that's what happened. I saw this and I couldn't walk away. I love this story. This is one of my favorite all-time Flash stories, and And for me, personally, it's a lot more nostalgic than getting the trade paperback. Why? Advertisements, handling a floppy, the feel of these magazines. It's part of it. The floppies. I mean, trade paperbacks are nice. I like stories, sure. But what is it? I think it's the going to the store, or what used to be the spinner rack or the newsstand, and finding what you were looking for, but also then going to the comic book shop and getting, getting your titles, And so what did I do? I put a backing board in there, and I'll seal it up with some Scotch tape. Should I have given it a new bag? Well, now's the time, I guess. Huh? Let's do it. I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope you're clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. Are these Mylars? I have no idea. Will somebody in the chat please tell me? Are these Mylars? Wes, you mentioned this the other day, buddy. I'll take a picture of these and ask you, are these the Mylar ones I should be getting? Super strong premium quality, 2mm crystal clear OPP. Yeah, you know me. I bet you the answer resides somewhere within the guide to grading comics. There is something about materials in here. I read it, and you know what? I'm not just gonna read this once. I'm gonna read this a few times, like half a dozen, and then I'm gonna start really. I did a one, kind of just bring it to the pub, and just I'm on page 98, and I'm starting to get into the grading parts of it. So I've been reading all of these articles and all of the terminologies that we're gonna need, and prepping my mind, making it a fertile field for our seeds to grow. Yeah, grow that, roll that up, and smoke that homegrown, right? All right, let's just get a new bag then. Why not? Until we find out otherwise, we're gonna go with what we got. All right, it's time for a new bag. All right, so I'm putting the shiny side up. Here's the flap. The flap is facing front, so we can fold it back. This will be the front cover. This will be the back. And we could be knitting. We could be, making a nice shawl for Auntie to send down to Florida for those cold nights that they have. They're not used to the cold anymore. Oh boy. And this is already split. All right. This is good. No, this is why this is why I'm doing the show the way I'm doing the show. Wow, that sucks. Okay. Good to know. They call this a shakedown cruise, So I'm going to keep this flash in its previous bag for the time being. Make sure that the slicker part is up. That looks like the coated part of my allegedly acid-free board. And yeah, I would like to have more conversations about the husbandry of a collection. How to properly care. What is husbandry, and why is that a patriarchal term that I shouldn't be using? Shut the up. I took a course at summer camp once. It was called horse husbandry. How to take care of a horse. How to put a bridle, saddle. How to comb their mane. You know what I mean? Check their hooves. Make sure they're not split or there's nothing in how to take care of a horse. It's called horse husbandry. That's husbandry. The care, cultivation, and breeding of crops and animals. That's husbandry. And I can say, yes, we can apply. I want to apply the word husbandry. Yes, and if it's problematic, the more the better. Yes, please. We need more problem. I want more problematics. Yes, farm management is similar and opposite words to husbandry. Farm management, farming, agriculture, land management, agronomy, agronomics, agribusiness, cultivation, tillage, animal husbandry. Then a second one is conservation, careful management, good housekeeping, economy, thrift, thriftiness, frugality, saving, budgeting, and sparingness. That's from Google. A Google synonym. I butcher words sometimes. I really do. That's Sully, the word butcher. He used to mumble. And then he made a YouTube show and learned how to speak clear, distinctly, and slowed down. Slowing down. We haven't even got to the Scotch tape yet. So yeah, I'm gonna put that back. I reread these while they were out. Like, here we go. All right. So I will. It just feels like a different quality bag too. So I mean, seriously, I need to find that. Hopefully, you're on this cheer journey too. If you don't know, guess what? We're gonna learn together, and this is why we're here. I love this show. I love it that you're here, and I love it that we're doing this together. And yeah, let's look at the page real quick. It's January the 10th. This is art by Jack Cole from the cover of Police Comics, issue number 75, February of 1948. It's Plastic Man. Let's not cover up the art there. So that's from a cover. That's Woozy Winks, his best friend and his comedic sidekick. Plastic Man, created in 1941 by writer-artist Jack Cole for the first issue of Police Comics, remains one of the most memorable superheroes. He was originally published by Quality Comics, whose owner, Busy Arnold, gave him the name that was so much more vivid than Cole's original Rubber Man. Cole's drawings was wonderfully fluid, and much of his best work involves images of figures spilling and squashing all over the page. But Plastic Man also disguised himself by imitating angular structures like this accordion, played by his sidekick, Woozy Winks. Cole abandoned his brainchild in 1950, although reprints helped this baby bounce until 1956. When Quality Comics folded, DC had kept the character alive ever since. In 1956, when Quality Comics folded, DC has kept the character alive ever since. Although few of his delineators have been as inspired as the originator, Jack Cole, having achieved his dream of a daily newspaper strip, killed himself under mysterious circumstances in 1958. Oh, it's a sad story. Sad ending for, just for an artist. And God bless you. And hopefully you've been reincarnated into a happier life where you can process that karma and come out on the other side in spiritual freedom and moksha. I mean that. I'm a spiritual guy. We have a spiritual slant in this channel as well, if you can take that into consideration. Thank you so much. Let's wet my whistle. I'm also working on the running time, setting a timer and everything. Let's see. I was coming. I came across this. This almost made my best of 2022 list. It could have gotten an honorable mention. It's a standalone. This is. What should we do here? We should look up the wiki. What is Flashpoint anyway? Flashpoint was a title in 2010, 2011, but that was like it changed the DC universe, kind of like these crisis stories. It could be a crisis without the crisis, tagline, but its repercussions changed everything. The movie, the upcoming movie, is going to take some stuff from it, I believe. Like that, this one point. Also, the TV show played with Flashpoint as well. Flashpoint was in the Marvel. We used to have something called What If. Okay, a lot of this multiverse stuff and it just comes from a simple thing called What If. What If was a comic book that was Marvel. How about Marvel What If? There we go. Thank you. What If is a comic book anthology series published by Marvel Comics whose stories explore how the Marvel Universe might have unfolded if key moments in history had not occurred the way that they did in the mainstream continuity. What If debuted in 1977. You know what I'm reading from. I'm reading from the Wiki. Since 1977, What If debuted in 1977. The comics have been published in 13 series, as well as occasionally standalone issues. There was a Disney Plus animated show, What If. I mean, that was inspired by this comic book. I was a kid. I grew up reading What If. What If was one of the coolest comic books out there because it played with things like, what if the Spider-Man had joined the Fantastic Four? What if Daredevil was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.? What if the Wolverine had killed the Hulk? Things like that. I mean, just wonderful imaginary alternate tales. And this was done at DC Comics to, much success, much negative stuff. It gives and takes, doesn't it? What happened was, what if the Flash, Barry Allen, ran back in time to prevent his mother from being murdered? What happens when a good guy with good intentions does something with harmful repercussions that almost destroys an entire universe? So when Barry gets back from saving his mother, all of history has changed. He created a new reality, and they call that the Flashpoint Paradox. There's even an animated movie called the Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox, that does a great job of adapting Flashpoint and all of its tie-in issues into a cohesive, really well-rounded, like 80 plus minute movie. I really suggest it too. But what happened was that Barry had to, go back and fix whatever it is he broke. But the Flashpoint paradox, the Flashpoint reality that he comes back to is really hardcore. Atlantis is fighting Themyscira. And so Aquaman and Wonder Woman hate each other, and they're at war, literal war. Someone's gonna die. I mean, Wonder Woman takes Mara's head. It's like straight out of the last episode of Xena Warrior Princess. Gabrielle asks, "What did you do with her head?" Xena was amazing. And that night in Crime Alley, Thomas and Martha Wayne witnessed their young son. Thomas and Martha. Dr. Thomas Wayne and his wife Martha witnessed the killing of their son after seeing Zorro in Crime Alley. So Thomas Wayne becomes the Batman. And ironically enough, Martha Wayne becomes the Joker. And the best tie-in series of this really convoluted mess of comic books was Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Risso's tie-in issues of their Joker, and how they had that revelation in a side comic. It was really, really good. Nice spin, twist of the knife. So this brings me to last year's June 2022's Flashpoint Beyond. And this is an issue 0. And I love talking about issue zeros. Or issues number 0. And because what is an issue 0? Well, it's a publication gimmick. It's made to get you to buy a new comic book that you may have never given a chance on. So we're revisiting the Flashpoint universe. But okay, what happened when after Flashpoint, Barry has to go and fix what he broke? And so when he did that, the universe recoalesced into a new reality. And we call that the New 52, which debuted in 2011. And that was a huge publishing initiative by DC Comics to update all of their properties, bring them into the 21st century, modernize their outfits and retweak their origin stories, realign teams, de-age characters. It was meant to be a cure-all and have a new starting point. All the issues got new issues numbers 1, and it was a fresh start. It kind of didn't take. you needed Rebirth in 2016 to fix the problems that Flashpoint created. And but this is it's by Geoff Johns. It's art by Eduardo Risso, and this is a really good jump-on spot. An issue 0 is a new tale set in a certain time that it brings you up to speed really quickly, and it informs you. It gives you like an info drop, and it gives you a new story that's going to tease into the next series. So there is a series called Flashpoint Beyond. It goes for, I believe it went 7 issues counting this 0 issue. And let's see, Barry Allen, after helping the Barry Allen, the speedster Flash, restore the timeline back to its original state, Thomas Wayne, the vigilante Batman, finds him once again in the aberrant timeline known as the Flashpoint. So apparently it's like this world blinked out of existence, and then, hey, why is the Flashpoint Earth still around? Well, you got multiverse, hyper time, this and that, and this is a great art by Eduardo Risso. I love his use of onomatopoeia. I always thought the letterer did his onomatopoeia. He had Clem Robbins do his lettering all throughout 100 Bullets, and this is a different letterer. So I'm like, oh, wow, really? Yeah, like that onomatopoeia. That's Crime Alley. That's Thomas Wayne reliving that memory of the creation of the Flashpoint Batman, who carries a gun and who kills. And, oh, that means the turkey's done. Well, thank you so very much for tuning in today. We have been talking about comic books. Hopefully, you're going to get to your local comic book shop today, and you're going to get some supplies, some bags. I obviously need better bags. I get questions. I'm looking for, yeah, but also just this Flashpoint book was written by Geoff Johns, Jeremy Adams, this Jeremy Adams who saved the Flash, and Tim Sheridan. The Eduardo Risso only does the 0 issue, and then there's another artist team for 1 through 6. And it was pretty interesting. It didn't suck, but it was just just a cute little event comic, and in all this dark crisis, and there's just this realignment of this return to infinite Earths. So our multiverse has expanded from 52 or 53 Earths to back to the infinite number of Earths before 1985. Come along for the ride, I guess. I love the DC universe. I love DC superheroes, and I love Marvel superheroes too. Hopefully, they fix their problems over at the House of Ideas and get me spending my money and attention in my long box. My short boxes. These short boxes, yeah. I just want to keep buying new stuff and keep filling them up with comic books that I love. And these stories, these characters that I love and that you love too. And I love it that we're here talking about comic books. And guess what? We're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We talk about comic books every day. I also make a lot of cooking content as well. I'm a professional chef. I got hacks for you. We have the What's Cooking playlist. You're going to see it right over here at the end of the show, probably right about now. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Cheers. Bye-bye.